everybody, this is Ginger, and this is Ginger's Chat Show, and I hope everybody's well and safe. Number of things have happened already. As you saw my thing, Implosions, and Trump Fair, backlash, oh my. People are really starting to wake up and resist and push back against Trump and really see what he really is. And the courts are pushing back against Trump. Laws, we may not agree with all the laws and everything. I mean, we could say, hey, here's a suggestion, this is the gray area. Can we address the gray area? Okay. And you want to avoid confusion. Well, Trump likes confusion. I don't know why he does. I mean, please. Anyway, the so-called Great American State Fair that's supposed to happen in June, late June, July time frame, all the musical acts have pulled out. He doesn't have anybody. And also building right there, I mean, it's so ugly, right there, an arena for the wrestling match. Why did they use the Washington football team's stadium there? They would have a lot more room. Use that instead of in front of the White House lawn. I mean, please. And how many people are really going to, and is that going to be televised? I'll bet you only a selected few will be allowed to televise it. Well, anyway, nobody wants to be associated with Trump, ever. The other thing that's slapping back at Trump, and this just happened. Federal judge ruled that at the Kennedy Center for Performing Arts, Trump is supposed to remove his name. He is ordered to remove his name. He can't shut down the center. They can still do renovation work and schedule renovation work that was supposed to be due on it. That still happens. But they can't close the center down completely. It has to remain open. Because there are several other areas that they do entertainment and conventions and things like that goes on. Okay? And yes, they're doing some work on it. I think that was scheduled like 2 or 3 years ago. So anyway, he has to remove his name. Now, and you know what? The judge should have a little bit more teeth in it. If Trump refuses to remove his name, put Trump in jail for contempt. And charge him for it. The other thing that's happened is just last night, the Blue Origin New Glenn rocket is supposed to launch next week for more of its testing and everything. Anyway, the rocket blew up last night. They were doing a static test on it, testing the engines and everything. The satellites were not on there. Nothing was loaded on there. It's just that the rocket there was an anomaly, major anomaly, and it blew up. Which is, it's kind of sad because all that work they put into it. Well, with the explosion, it destroyed the launch pad. Took out the strong back to hold the rocket up. Took out 2 lightning rod poles, and did some building damage nearby. Did some damage to the tank farm. Luckily that didn't go completely, or I think it did. By the way, the water system on there did pretty much its job, but it got kind of scorched too. So it looked like it's going to be a while before New Glen's going to be able to launch again, unless that's their only launch pad. If they have a backup launch pad, then yeah, they could probably put a new rocket on there. But right now, their current launch pad is, I hate to say it, it's kind of a pun, but toast, literally. So, but I'm glad no one was hurt. I'm glad no one was nearby when it happened. Now, speaking of explosions, day before yesterday, at a paper mill in Longview, Washington, which is way south of me here, a chemical tank that's used to make the paper and everything, various types of paper, it imploded. Not exploded, it imploded. And it killed, well, right now it's, they think it was a count of 2 people dead, but right now it's up to 5. They found 3 of the 9 that were missing. And they're still looking for the other 8. The other 3 people, excuse me, that are still missing. They're still looking for them. The tank it's scrap metal right now. Some of the chemicals did escape into the river, but they were able to put another chemical in to dissolve that chemical, so it's safe. In other words, they ran it through. There was a backup plan on that. But that's a shame when this happened. But they're still trying to figure out the cause of that accident. What caused it to go. And I feel sorry for the family members that lost loved ones that worked for that company. And I hope that company compensates those families well. Not, sweep it under the carpet or anything. They need to compensate them. Okay? In any type of manufacturing company like that, there's always a danger of somebody getting killed. I mean, you could put as much safety into it as you can, but still something happens. Unless there's something unknown. Up at Boeing, I remember there were a couple of people killed. One was during the inauguration day storm. There was one person was blown off the roof. He did not want to go up on the roof because he knew it was very, very windy, and he did not want to do any work on it. He tried telling his foreman and said, "No, I'm not going to go up there. It's dangerous." And the foreman didn't care. Well, needless to say, after all was said and done, that foreman was fired, and he was charged with negligence. Also, he was charged with murder on that, because he forced the guy up there. And another was during the earthquake. Well, this was prior to the earthquake, but there was no safety features for the cranes that handle the aircraft in a manufactured building. That guy did not have any brakes for his crane. And he went right off the rail and it fell over. It fell on the floor. And of course, he got killed. That's why companies, when they're in business like that, they need to think of the welfare of their employees. They need to stop being selfish and say, hey, we need to get strong safety measures in place. Okay? And I don't like it when you have arrogant owners that sit there and go, well, didn't think gonna happen. Well, yes, it did happen. You know what? I like to take those owners, put them on a plant and say, okay, you need to review all the safety features, all the safety procedures and everything, and do the job properly. If you don't, you endanger yourself and other people. They need to be told that. And if they don't like hearing it, tell them that they should have no business owning a company. Okay? People are pushing back. They're tired of companies running roughshod over workers. Okay? That's why there are unions. Okay? Yes, there are some good unions and there's some bad unions. And the bad unions need to be disbanded and a proper union to be in their place that work with the people and work with the company. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I assume you guys are busy. I don't know why this is not working. Let me check my calendar real quick here. Okay, I will see you on June 1st at 1 o'clock for my chat and discuss more current day events that go on and everything. And some, again, with Trump, I find that really funny today. I really do. He's getting slapped back hard. And Congress, you need to impeach him now. Not down the road, now. Okay? Grow a spine, grow a brain, and do it now. Don't be afraid of him. He is a pathetic little bully, and that's what Trump is. And I'm calling it out as such. And if you didn't like it what I say about it, that's just too bad. He needs to grow up. Trump is basically 10 years older than I am. And so his parents really screwed him over not screwed him over, his parents really messed up on how they raised him. They really did. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I will see you later. I'll post this on my YouTube channel. Okay? Talk to you later. Be sure to insist, persist, and push back. And take care. Love to all. Bye-bye.